Hi there, everyone, and welcome to the Truth Factor. Hello, Kevin. How are you, honey? Um, it is Friday, I think, or Thursday. What is today? Thursday. I want Friday to hurry up and get here. It's been a kind of crazy time. Anyway, God is good, and we are blessed, and we are here and we just are thanking Him each and every day that we're here, right? Whew, hallelujah. All right, guys, we have a lot going on. I want to first uh, talk about this Epstein crap. We're not going to cover it right yet, but my goodness, there's more stuff that came out tonight. We have an Iowa school shooting, two New York subways collide, and then I saw my son told me something in the car um, about some giants or something in Miami. I thought he was crazy. Thought he was absolutely positively crazy. But guess what? He's not crazy. Nope, not even close. It might be crazy reporting. I don't know. But what I found is like an 8-minute video from TikTok. And so we'll play that here in a little bit.
That's where he gets all his information.
But my goodness sakes, let me tell you, it's crazy stuff. Anyway, let's get on with these headlines. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy. All right. We're going to share out the screen. All right, guys. So first up, I think to me, this is probably the saddest news. Again, an attack in a school. This time it's in Iowa. And it was a 17-year-old student that killed 6th grader, wounds 5 others in Iowa school shooting. Perry, Iowa, a 17-year-old opened a fire at a small town Iowa high school before classes resumed on the first day after the winter break, killing a 6th grader and wounding 5 others. Thursday, as students barricaded in offices, ducked into classrooms, and fled in panic. The suspect, a student at the school in Perry, died of what the investigators believe is a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation, officials said. Authorities said one of the 5 people wounded was an administrator, later identified by his alma mater as Perry High School principal Dan Marburger. Authorities identified the shooter as Dylan Butler, 17, and provided no information about a possible motive. 2 friends and their mothers who spoke with the Associated Press said Butler was a quiet person who had been bullied for years. Perry has about 8,000 residents, and it's about 40 miles northwest of Des Moines. On the edge of the state capital's metropolitan area, it is home to a large pork processing plant and low-slung single-story homes spread among trees now shorn of their leaves by winter. The high school and middle school are connected, sitting on the east edge of town. Authorities said Butler had a bump-action shotgun and a small-caliber handgun. Mitch Mordvid, the state investigators division assistant director, said during a news conference that the authorities also found a pretty rudimentary improvised explosive device and rendered it safe. The suspect's motive is being investigated, and authorities are looking into a number of social media posts he made around the time of the shooting. Mordvid added. A law enforcement official briefed on the investigation said federal and state investigators are interviewing Butler's friends and analyzing Butler social media profiles, including posts on TikTok and Reddit, as they are working to identify a motive. Shortly before Thursday's school shooting, Butler's posted a photo on TikTok inside the bathroom of Perry High School. The official said the photo was captioned, "Now We Wait," and the song "Stray Bullet" by the German band KMFDM accompanied it. Investigators have also found other photos Butler posted posing with firearms, according to the official, who was not authorized to publicly discuss details of the investigation and spoke to AP on a condition of anonymity. Sisters Yasina Roeder and Kayama Hall. Both 17 said alongside their mother, Alita, that Butler was bullied relentlessly since elementary school, but it escalated recently when his young sister started getting picked on too. Officials at the school didn't intervene, they said, and that was the last straw for Butler. He was hurting. He got tired. He got tired of being bullied. He got tired of the harassment. Yesenia Roeder Hall, 17, said, was it a smart idea to shoot up the school? No, God, no. Perry High School senior Ava Augustus said she was waiting in the counselors in a school office when she heard 3 shots. Unable to flee through a small window, she and others barricaded the door and were ready to throw things if necessary. And then we heard, he's down, you can go out. Augustus said through tears, and I ran, and you can just see glass everywhere, blood on the floor. I got to my car, and they're taking a girl out of the auditorium who had been shot in the leg. 3 gunshot victims were being treated at the Iowa Methodist Medical Center in Des Moines. A spokesperson said others were taken to Second Des Moines Hospital. A spokesperson for Mercy One Des Moines Medical Center confirmed. Mordvid said one person was in critical condition, but the injuries didn't appear to be life-threatening. The other victims were stable, he said. Hundreds of community members gathered for a candlelight prayer vigil Thursday evening at a park where hours earlier students had been dropped off to reunite with their families after the shooting. Bundled up against freezing temperatures, they listened to pastors from many faiths and heard a message of hope in both English and Spanish. A post on the high school Facebook page said it would be closed Friday and counseling services would be available for students, faculty, and others in the community. Governor Kim Reynolds said this senseless tragedy has shaken our entire state to its core. In Washington, Joe Biden and U.S. Attorney General Garland were briefed on the shooting. The shooting occurred ahead of Iowa January's 15th, first in the nation presidential caucus. GOP candidate Vivek Ramaswamy had a 9 a.m. campaign event scheduled in Perry, about 1.5 miles from the school, but canceled it to hold a prayer and intimate discussion with area residents. Mass shootings across the U.S. have long brought calls for strict gun laws from gun safety advocates, and Thursdays did within hours. But the ideal has been a non-starter for many Republicans, particularly in rural GOP-leaning states like Iowa. As of July 2021, Iowa does not require a permit to purchase a handgun or carry a firearm in public, though it mandates background check for anyone buying a handgun without a permit. Ramaswamy said the shooting is a sign of psychological sickness in the country. In Des Moines, GOP rival and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said gun violence is more of a local and state issue in an interview with Des Moines Register and NBC News. The high school is part of 1,785 student Perry Community School District. Perry is more diverse than Iowa as a whole. The census figures show that 31% of its residents Hispanic compared to less than 7% statewide. Those figures also show nearly 19% of the town's residents were born outside of the U.S. Authorities said an active shooter was reported at 7:37 Thursday, and officers arrived within a minute. Emergency vehicles surrounded the complex. Officers immediately attempted to locate the source of the threat and quickly found what appeared to be the shooter with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, Mordvid said. Rachel Cares, a 18-year-old senior, was wrapping up jazz band practice when she and her bandmates heard 4 gunshots spaced apart. We all just jumped, Cares said. My band teacher looked at us and yelled, "Run," so we ran. Cares and many others ran out past the football field as people yelled, "Get out, get out," she said. She heard additional shots as she ran, but didn't know how many. She was more concerned about getting home to her 3-year-old son. Sandra Shelley, 15, was in a hallway when he heard gunshots and dashed into a classroom. According to his father, Kevin Shelley, Xander was grazed twice and hid in the classroom before texting his father at 7:36. Kevin Shelley, who drives a garbage truck, told his boss he had to run. It was the most scared I've been in my entire life, he said. He later posted a photo on Facebook of his son being treated at the Methodist Medical Center and said the boy was feeling fine. He added, "I'm still shaking, though I don't know if I'm not okay." Fingerhut reported that from Sioux City, Iowa, Associated Press writer Scott McFedridge and photojournalist, I don't know, I guess that's it. Anyway, you guys, just a sad day. I mean, my heart is broken for this small community in Perry, Iowa. Hi there, Watchman. How are you? Well, he was mentioned, I guess you could say, but there was no. He's never been to the island, and that was confirmed by the so-called person, according to the documents. And I hear you, Watchman. I hear you. It's absolutely sad. Absolutely sad. Okay, so here is the next article. We do have another set of documents. I have not been able to read them, but I did not want to go live until I had gotten it. But we have other news too. Okay, so remember yesterday the twin bombing, suicide bombs, whatever in Iran? Well, Islamic State group claims responsibility for the Iran suicide bombings, killing at least 84 people, according to the AP. Dubai United Arab Emirates, the Islamic State group, claimed responsibility Thursday for the two suicide bombings targeting a commemoration for an Iranian general slain in 2020 U.S. drone strike, the worst militant attack to strike Iran in decades, as the wider Middle East remains on edge. Experts who follow the group confirmed that the statements circulated online among jihadists came from the extremists who likely hoped to take advantage of the chaos griping the region amid Israel's war on Hamas in Gaza Strip. Wednesday's attack in Kerman killed at least 84 people and wounded an additional 284. It targeted a ceremony honoring Revolutionary Guard General Qassem Soleimani, held an icon by supporters of the country theocracy and viewed by the U.S. military as a deadly foe who aided militias who killed American troops in Iraq. On Thursday, chunks of asphalt appeared missing from the roadway, whereon one bomb went off, suggesting the bomb had been packed with shrapnel to increase its deadly effects. Another slit still bore congealed blood from the wounded. The moment I turned around to tell my husband's sister, let's go to the square, the bomb exploded, 38-year-old Mahada Sanzman told the AP from her Kerman hospital bed. If we were just 10 steps further, we would have been right over the bomb. Wow. The Islamic State group identified the two attackers as Omar al-Mawad and Saif Allah al-Mujad. The claim said that the men carried out the strikes with explosive vests. It also used disparaging language when discussing Shiites with the Islamic State group views as heretics. The statement did not mention which regional arm of extremists carried out the attack, which other claims in the past have had, but Aaron Zelen, a senior fellow at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy, said that some previous claims have not specified the regional arm, and that latest claim came directly from an account associated with the group. The group likely hoped to see Iran strike at Israel, widening its war on Hamas into a regional conflict. The Islamic State could potentially take advantage of, Zelen said. This falls under the modus operandi of the IS, especially since it was a mass casualty attack, Zelen said. They are kind of like the Joker. They want to see the world burn. They don't care how it happens as long as it benefits them. Anyway, so that's kind of the update. There's a little bit more there, guys, but that's who done it and how they done it, what they done it with. And there's a little bit more there if you'd like to read it. We also have this here, and I'm going to jump down. I have a little section that I'm calling the extra Twitter corner. You'll see here in a minute. But this was on End Time Headlines. It says, every famous name released in the unsealed documents, from Leonardo DiCaprio to Kate Blanchett and Stephen Hawking. Celebrities and politicians have been named in the bombshell court documents identifying associates of convicted pedo Jeffrey Epstein, celebrities Donald Trump, Michael Jackson, Kate Blanchett, and Leonardo DiCaprio are among the high profiles named revealed in the newly released filings. An order for the bombshell files to be released was given to a New York judge, Loretta Preska, in relation to the 2015 defamation case brought by Virginia Roberts Guthrie against Ghislaine Maxwell. Over 100 names in this new file, which will include emails, legal documents, depositions, and more. There is no suggestion many of those names are accused of any wrongdoings. Names that appear in the documents include several A-listers. The documents, which include previous testimony by Maxwell, contain a number of allegations, including that Prince Andrew took part in an underage orgy. An unnamed Jane Doe, understood to be an accuser, Guthrie was allegedly forced by convicted sex offender Epstein to have sexual relations with Prince and to give Prince whatever he demanded. A 2014 court filing listed a 129-page of unsealed documents alleges that Maxwell facilitated Prince Andrew's acts of sexual abuse by acting as a madam for Epstein. It goes on that Jane Doe 3, understood to be Guthrie, was kept as a sex slave by Epstein and was forced to have sexual relations with the prince when she was a minor in 3 separate geographical locations. The alleged incidents happened in London, in New York, and Epstein's private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The unsealed document claim Epstein told Jane Doe 3 to give Prince whatever he demanded. He also allegedly required Jane Doe 3 to report back to him on the details of the sexual abuse. Jane Doe 3, according to the filing, was trafficked to foreign presidents, as well as known prime ministers and other world leaders. Guthrie had previously claimed she was forced to have sex with Andrew in 3 separate locations, including an orgy on Epstein Island. In a transcript of her deposition, Maxwell claims Andrew only ever visited Epstein's pedo island once. She added that no girls were present during the prince's visit, only female staff, and she denied ever at any time, at any place, in any moment ever asked Virginia Roberts, or whatever she is called now, to have sex with anybody. Andrew has also denied any wrongdoing and told BBC in 2019 that he had never met Virginia Guthrie. Maxwell had also said under oath that she did not recall being in London with Guthrie, then Roberts and Andrew, despite photographs showing the 3 together. Kind of hard to deny a photograph, right? But, hey, deny, right? Okay, guys, so I told you we were going to jump for a minute down here. We have Alan Dershowitz shames these victims and says it's anti-Semitic to call him out for banging young girls on Epstein Island. These people are cockroaches. This is Stu Peters' comment. Here is this clip. I want you guys to watch it. I'm not going to play it here because let me tell you, I listened to it. It's disgusting. And I'll tell you, it's worth listening to only because it's not that he's like saying, no, he didn't do it, but he's saying, he brings up Hamas. And it's kind of crazy. Hi there, Carol. Hello, Brian. How are you feeling today, buddy? Yeah, I don't think it was to demean Donald Trump because there wasn't really anything damaging on the whole Donald Trump front. Because and if you go and you look at the documents, there is a lot of people's names mentioned, but they were never to the island.
And Trump was only the only thing I heard in it was they were saying they wanted to go to the casino, so-called Donald.
Yeah. So, but anyway. Hello, everyone. Hi, Drain. How are you, honey? Yes, I did. I reported that, Drain. We did. We covered that article here about the explosion that took place. And I don't think it was the day of the earthquake. I think it was like the following day, but it was like back-to-back incidences. And yes, I did. I covered that commercial airliner did hit a military plane and that all aboard, I think all of them were killed. But yes, we did cover that. We sure did. Let's see. Just trying to catch up here, guys. We got, I got. Right, absolutely. And that's kind of it. Anyway, so okay. So I encourage you guys to check this out. I'm going to share this. It is in the article. It is in my lineup, which all of these articles are and tweets are all in the Wixit in the description in the box below. And there is that. So hopefully you guys can access that and you can see the rest of that video. All righty. So let me, okay. Here is another. Okay. So from raw news alerts from the Epstein documents, Clinton allegedly stormed into Vanity Fair office and threatened them not to write about the Epstein sex trafficking operation. Vanity was taking orders from Bill Clinton and helping to protect him and his pedo friends. And here is a, so this is to Sharon from Virginia Guffrey on Monday, 5/30/2011. Normal, blah, blah. Okay. Hi, Shazza. Good points, all of them. I am looking on both sides of the picture. On the upside, it will give us exposure to build up publicity for the case and the story. But like you said, it must be carefully written and not give any notions about the upcoming book and or any new info. When I was doing some research into the VF Vanity Fair yesterday, it does concern me what they did want to write about me, considering that B. Clinton walked into VF and threatened them not to write sex trafficking articles about his good friend J.E. I guess that's J.E. Should I be asking what is this story they're writing pertaining to? I wouldn't want to give the public a bad image or anything like that. I don't know. It's all such a gamble. I think I just thank goodness for having a friend like you on the inside who knows about how to deal with the viciousness of today's world. I will let Brad know what you have recommended. Thanks again, Jenna. And then I would let BF buy your picture via Brad. The big gamble would be to let him also give the statement saying your interviews with us were accurately reported and you have no more to say about the time trafficked to Pennsylvania and other men, including two of the world's most respected politicians, blacked out, as well as women, the scenes with Gosling, etc., because you're writing a book. This reason is a gamble, is Jeffrey knows some of the most powerful people in publishing it. Once altered, will inevitably try to scare off potential buyers. But the upside is it should help you get a good agent. I would have Brad use the phrase sex trafficked, as that is the heads up about the book revealing more than we printed. Anyway, crazy stuff, right? Hold on. This here, I already have it up, but here is this new batch. It's supposed to be 373 pages, I think, but I'm not exactly sure how many's in here. I think I'm not sure. I did not count the pages, guys. I did not. But this says 1 of 21. So 2 of 21.
Well, at least 21 pages.
So there's at least 21 pages in here, right? Absolutely. Honey's a comedian. So there is that. I have not read it. I still haven't read the ones from yesterday. Just trying to keep going and going and going, right? Okay. But let's see, where is that? What happened to it, guys? Hold on. Making sure I got it. Maybe I put it down here. No. Hmm. Oh, what did I do with it? Okay, this is going to make me mad. So here we go. We're going to just click on these really quick. I know I got it. Just got to find it. And if I don't, Alan's response. All right. Hold on, guys. I am going to see. I gotta find it, guys. Okay. So and I'm gonna see if I have it in here, and I'm just looking. I do. Okay, so this is the wrong one. Never mind. But anyway, so that ties up the Epstein talk, guys. We got all the Epstein stuff taken care of, I think, guys. Anyway, so we're gonna share again. And make sure this is on. I will pray for you, Drain. I promise I will. There we go. I'm going to share I'm going to share this video here on the Miami thing. I hear you. Aw, I hear you, Ryan. Yep, 2 trains collide in New York. I got that too. We have that. So anyway, so we can do away with the Epstein thingy there. But we've got lots of other little things to cover before we continue. But I wanted to cover all the Epstein stuff all at one time. Okay, so we covered Epstein. Now we're going to go on to this. We have U.S. allies just gave Houthis an ultimatum to stop ship attacks or face consequences. The U.S. and its allies issued a firm warning to the Houthi rebels in Yemen on January 3rd, telling the group to stop the attacks on shipping in the Red Sea or face consequences. The Houthis will bear the responsibility of the consequences should they continue to threaten lives, the global economy, and free flow of commerce in the region's critical waterways, read a joint statement from the U.S. and 12 other countries. As of January 2nd, the Iran-backed Houthis have carried out 24 attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea since November 19th. According to U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, the 25-person crew of one ship has been held captive since November. The U.S. wanted to very clearly send a warning to the Houthis, a senior administration official told reporters. The Houthis have attacked commercial ships with drones, small boats, missiles, including the first time anti-ship ballistic missiles have been used anywhere, let alone against commercial ships, according to a senior administration official. The U.S. has defended against the Houthi attacks with fighter jets and Navy missiles. British and French ships have also shot down drones launched by the Houthis. The U.S. military has prepared strike options against the Houthis should the Biden administration decide to use force against targets in Yemen, according to U.S. officials. British Defense Secretary Grant Shapps said the UK is willing to take direct action if attacks continue. I would not anticipate another warning before the U.S. might take more forceful action, the U.S. senior administration official added. The U.S. military has used force against the Houthis recently in self-defense on December 31st, 4 small boats. Remember, and then the helicopters fired back, the senior administration official said. Anyway, So we have the ongoing Houthi attacks in the Red Sea are illegal, unacceptable, and profoundly destabilizing. The statement from the governments of the United States, Australia, Bahrain, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Germany, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, Singapore, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom warn. Let our message now be clear. We call for immediate end of these illegal attacks and release of unlawfully detained vessel and crews. Yep. All right. So then we also have, I think this was in yesterday's and I skipped it, but giving the subway trains colliding, the two in New York, which is, I don't know how often that happens. I wouldn't think, that happens every day, but it would have, you would have to almost think, are they, attacking the infrastructure in that matter that, maybe there was something opened that shouldn't have been, right? A switch of a track or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's what got me thinking when I saw that. So we went ahead and we're sharing this. Finland struck by unprecedented GPS attack. So disturbances in the global positioning system navigation signals have been observed in parts of NATO's newest member, Finland. It has been reported. The disruptions in signals used by pilots as well as motorists follow previous GSP disturbances that have sparked speculation of Russian involvement, although there is no proof that Moscow was behind the latest incident. The Finnish Transport and Communication Agency, Travcom, said that the GPS disturbances were detected in eastern and southeastern Finland on Sunday, according to Finnish news outlet. Now, guys, listening to these navigation signals being disrupted and that it, is so large, I kind of can't help but think of that crazy movie, Leave the World Behind, because, the planes were falling out of the sky because there was a disruption in navigation signals, right? Kind of crazy. Anyway, Travcom's aviation chief, Jerry Pontin, said that the GPS disturbances did not affect flight safety because planes are equipped with other navigation systems. Pontin would not comment on whether Russia was involved, although he did say such disruptions unusually occur near conflict areas. Hey, honey, can you let Tank out? There have been disturbances in the Baltic Sea near Kaliningrad in the Black Sea region and in the Middle East, such as near Israel, Pontin said. Tim,
What?
I asked, will you let Tank out?
What?
Let Tank out? There have been, okay. There have been disturbances in the Baltic Sea near Kaliningrad in the Black Sea region and in the Middle East, such as near Israel, Pontin said. Soon after the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, French air safety official Benoit Rotter, head of satellite navigation at the direction of General d'Aviation Civile, said that the Moscow was behind GPS jamming incidents affecting aircraft over Finland. Last week, Mikhail Yelvan, Russia's permanent representative to international organizations in Vienna, said that Helsinki's NATO ascension in April made Finland vulnerable should hostilities break out between the alliance and Moscow. In a statement to Newsweek, the Finnish Foreign Ministry responded to Yelvan's comments by saying that its ascension to the alliance was a reaction to Russia's war of aggression and its implications to the European security environment. There is no direct military threat against Finland at the moment. Finland continues its strong support to Ukraine, the statement added. Can't help but think about that crazy movie when I read that article, that's for sure. All right. Then we also hear, we'll go ahead and cover this. From Newsweek, guys. Crimea was hit by multiple explosions as Russia scrambles air defenses. A series of explosions have hit Crimea, according to reports in the Russia has described as a terrorist attack carried out by Ukraine. Pro-Ukrainian Eastern European news outlet Nexta posted on Telegram that there were about 10 explosions in Sevastopol on Thursday afternoon. The local Telegram channel Crimea Wind said that the Ukrainian missile had been shot down while a second hit a military unit in Ukrainia Balka, where a airfield is located at the ambulances and firefighters were at the scene. Ukrainian armed forces posted on Telegram that it had struck a Russian military command near the port city. Explosions can be heard in a video shared on social media. Meanwhile, images showed what appeared to be aftermath of a strike, with smoke billowing into the air, with one ex-user posting that a radar installation on the outskirts of Yevpatoria has been hit. The Russian Ministry of Defense said in a statement that 10 Ukrainian missiles had been destroyed over the occupied peninsula following an attempt by Kyiv regime to carry out terrorist attack using aircraft-guided missiles. Anyway, so there we go. They are, I don't know if they just have this massive, I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, Kyiv itself, we read it yesterday, had this massive attack, right? And then now they're coming back and striking hard again. I don't know, guys. I don't know what you think about all this. But anyway, we have from War News 24, the British colonel, NATO will send troops to Ukraine if the country collapses within 2024, the crucial decision. The crucial decision on Ukraine will be made in 2024, said a British colonel who believes that if the Russian armed forces make a serious progress and Ukraine collapses, the North Atlantic Alliance will be forced to send troops. This means a Russia-NATO war in the coming years. I don't even know what to... They say coming years. I mean, I don't know, how many more ways from Sunday. You have to see the writing on the wall at some point. It definitely looks like they have, hey, Kevin, how are you? It definitely looks like that there is a, I sure can do what I can do, Drain, for you and your mama. It sure looks like, you hear one article yesterday talking about how Kyiv and Kharkiv, I think it was, that was hit pretty severe. And then we hear and see today, maybe, trying to redeem themselves. I don't know, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then again, the more mention of sending in troops after the it's over with. I don't know, Rip. Does that add up to you? It doesn't make sense to me. I'll tell you, this is just like probably one of the craziest things I think I've ever heard or seen, for sure. But and then saying in war in the coming years. I mean, come on, right? The British seeming to align themselves with the Germans. We remind you that German analysis, Minister of Defense of Germany, Boris Pistorius, and German Chancellor Olaf revealed in a Bundestag that the Europe must be rearmed immediately in a short period of time as war with Russia approaches. And this is because after Ukraine, Poland, the Baltic countries, and now Finland are the next fields of NATO-Russia military confrontations. Hamish D. Breton Gordon, a retired colonel of the British Army, sees the scenario as very likely and will depend on what decision is made regarding the course of conflict. The view was expressed by the British chemical weapons expert and former commander of the British ABC Weapon Regiment in an interview on Talk TV. The West has already done everything for Kyiv's troops, from aid to humanitarian aid to supply of weapons. So the last step left is to send its own troops. So far, this has been avoided, but if Russia makes serious progress in Ukraine war, it cannot be ruled out the NATO members, mainly the U.S. and Great Britain, as well as other Western allies, such as Australia, will have to consider the position on them, he said. Now, guys, if it's already been, pretty much chalked up that, the war's kind of pretty much over, so we keep hearing, they've, Ukraine is lost, Russia's won. We've heard this several different ways from Sunday. Now we're hearing if they're significant, I just don't know. This song and dance is getting old, guys. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, I almost just absolutely hate covering this stuff because it's so wishy-washy. I just can't even, and it just changes constantly. But anyway, I just don't know what to think. I'm just beside myself on this. I think it's a lot of much to do about nothing. Will they send NATO troops into Ukraine? Highly doubt it, but maybe not improbable, because they are they are those crazy people. Anyway, Then we have a judge ordering Kim Davis to pay. I'm trying to find my. Kim Davis to pay $260,000 for refusing to issue marriage license to a gay couple. Guys, I just wanted to mention this. That Kentucky clerk having to pay $260,000 in attorney fees and other expenses for refusal to issue the marriage license in 2015. To me, this is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, I think we actually had covered this article. Not absolutely when it happened, because I haven't been on here since 2015, but there's been several articles come out about it and we've covered it, right? And so here we are, we're going to follow up on the information that's brought forth. And there she is, being ordered to pay that $260,000. All right, guys. So here is this new little section I'm calling my Twitter corner or X corner, whatever you want to call it. Just little quick tidbits. North Korea supplied Russia with missiles for Ukraine attacks White House. North Korea supplied Russia with the missiles for Ukraine. And this, I guess, Ukraine attacks. And this is coming from the White House. Not that they attacked the White House, but it's being reported from the White House. All right. Then this here is Eric's post. What a joke. All foreign government profits for stays at our hotels and other properties while my father was in office were voluntarily donated to the United States Treasury. Just another example of the MSNBC counter narrative for the most corrupt family in political history. Anyway, so they're trying to say that, you know, Trump and them made millions from governments and this and that. But Eric sets the record straight, and there's this little clip for what he's talking about. Then we already covered Alan's response. There's the Epstein list. Yeah, there's that. Then there was the actual list from the Google. Remember, I told you there was some new documents. And okay, so we're getting there. Okay, this here is every time I check my local mom group on Facebook, I see people asking where they can get financial assistance. This is a lady, she is talking about how she knows of a nurse that's working 2 jobs, still can't make ends meet. She's working, her boss cuts hours and all this and that. And it seems to be, I mean, and he's saying that it's like almost everywhere. So if you're feeling like it's only you, there is that. But in mentioning this, I want to tell you guys, I have to tell you, absolutely, Jeff, nobody believes it there. That is for sure. Huh. That's possible, Rip Curl. Possible. Okay. And it is getting close. Absolutely, Kevin. Okay. So this is the thing where I was going with. Okay. So I want to tell you about a friend of mine that she had shared some information about an accident. She was in an accident last year on October 31st. Okay. October 31st. She was in this accident where her vehicle was totaled out. Mind you, totaled, right? She has insurance. The insurance still has not paid that car off. Still has not paid it off. And it has sent 2 checks to the lender, but both of those checks is bounced. Now I'll tell you guys, that is not good. And so here she's assessing late fees on top of this stuff, of course, because it doesn't matter if you finance a vehicle, you have to pay for the vehicle, whether it gets totaled or not. But you pay insurance thinking that your insurance company is going to pay it off, right? if there is an accident. And remind you, this accident was not their fault. They were not at fault in this accident. And they're waiting for the insurance company, I guess, to make good on the payoff. And it has not happened yet. So you've got stuff like this taking place. And I don't know if any of you guys know personally of anybody that this is happening to, like I do, but you hear about stuff like this. You see videos and comments about people not, trying to make ends meet, cutting things out of their life and still struggling so desperately. And then you have people like my friend that's paying your premiums and your car insurances and everything else, but yet the insurance company checks are bouncing. So what does that tell you? And then the other day we heard about Mexico dumping the dollar, not wanting to accept the dollar. They have it. They had it. That's the whole thing, Jeff. They had it, honey. They had the gap insurance. The check
to if you have gap insurance or not,
the checks
they wrote bounced.
Yes, the insurance checks that they sent
went to their lender
bounced. It bounced. So that's the thing. If it's not getting paid off, what is somebody to do? Here you're still struggling, and most definitely. But you can't get turnip if you can't get blood out of turnip, right? If it's not there. If there's no money there, what are they going to get? And that's the whole thing. So when you start seeing things like this happen, we're in deep trouble. And if anybody doesn't think that we're not in trouble, I would suggest you think again. When you see things like that happening, it's crazy. And then you see these videos being spread out there, even more crazier, right? I'll tell you guys, it's absolutely scary, these things that are taking place. And I will tell you, we have Progressive, and we've never had any issue with Progressive. If you give me a second, if I had my phone, I don't even know where my phone is. Hold on. I'll tell you what, if you give me a second, I don't want to pull up I don't want to pull it up, but pull it up. So hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. I'm going to pull it up and see if I can. I don't want to share her information, but I think she does mention the insurance company. So give me a second.
What are you looking for, baby?
The name of the insurance company?
Oh, who's the insurance company?
My friends. I'm not trying to say their name on live, baby. I'm trying to share the name of the insurance company.
Baby, you really? State Farm?
Was it State Farm?
Yes. State Farm.
Hubby says it was State Farm. There's something with State Farm anyway. Hold on, guys.
I'm telling you who it was.
Hubby says it was State Farm.
Yeah. They've been paying Jake way too much money and not paying their bills.
I was trying to find the tweet, but he's probably right. It was.
No, it's not probably.
He is. Okay. He's saying he is right. Anyway, so it was State Farm. I wanted to verify it, but you never know because it's just one of those things. But he says it's State Farm. Okay. Yep. U.S. State Farms. It informing us that State Farm's checks keep bouncing. Yep. State Farm. There you go. It was State Farm. Hubby was right. I had to verify. So it was State Farm, guys. Yeah. And we do have Progressive. We've never had any issues with Progressive. We had Geico, never had any insurance, never had. I was actually involved in a little bit of fender bender with Geico, and we got taken care of right away. So I will tell you, Geico is good, and you have State Farm. Just saying, that was from State Farm though. So she was pretty upset. Just saying. So, it was State Farm. And that's what Tim said. Because we were having a conversation all about it, let me tell you. So he remembers a little bit better than I do. But yeah, State Farm. Oh, yeah. Well, they'll have to pay it, I'm sure. But it is pretty crazy when State Farm doesn't have money, right? To pay off a claim. Just saying. Okay. So then we're going to get to this subway situation in New York. 2 subway trains have collided, causing a derailment. Numerous emergency personnel and other agencies are currently on the scene after 2 subway trains collided, causing a portion of one train to derail in the 96 Broadway in Upper West Manhattan, New York. At this time, there are no immediate information on possible injuries. The MTA officials report that the work train rear-ended a commuter train, and firefighters are actively working to assist passengers off the train. This is still developing. All passengers have been evacuated from the affected trains and the station, and no injuries have been reported. Only emergency personnel remain inside the station. Train service is now suspended between South Ferry and 137th Street City College stations due to the incident. Yeah, ain't that cute? Anyway, not funny if you were there stuck on that train, right? So anyway, then we have from he thinks bus companies should pay for the cost of housing migrants. Bus companies are not sanctuary cities. This is so stupid. I agree. But let's listen to Eric Adams, right?
New York City has and will continue to do our part to manage this humanitarian crisis. But we cannot bear the course of reckless political. New York City has and will continue to do our part to manage this humanitarian crisis. But we cannot bear the course of reckless political ploys from the state of Texas alone. Today, our administration filed a lawsuit against 17 companies that have taken part in Texas Governor Greg Abbott's scheme to transport tens of thousands of migrants to New York City in an attempt to overwhelm our social services system. These companies have violated state law by not paying the cost of caring for these migrants. And that's why we are suing to recoup approximately $700 million already spent to care for migrants bused here in the last 2 years by the state of Texas. Governor Abbott's continuing use of migrants as political pawns is not only chaotic and inhumane, but makes clear he puts politics over people. Today's lawsuit should serve as a warning to all those who break the law in this way.
Anyway.
How's that inhumane? They're the ones that voted for it, so they should be the ones blunting.
Yeah, they said open borders, open borders.
We want open borders.
Sanctuary city, sanctuary city.
And now you're crying because you're getting them all.
And now they're going to sue the bus company. Anyway, I thought y'all would like that. All right. So hold on.
I honestly cannot believe the words that are about to.
All right. I'm going to give you this. Now, guys, this is an 8-minute and 45-second clip from TikTok from Auntie, goodness sakes, what is her name? Colette. So Auntie Colette. Anyway, So from Auntie Colette, I don't know if y'all follow her or not, but I get sent these crazy little videos from, and I've checked her out. I think she's cute. Anyway, so this is the thing. We've got something that took place in Miami, and had my son not told me anything about it, I would have thought he was crazy. But I found this and I thought, God, this is the craziest stuff. If y'all have already heard about it, let me know and I won't bother playing it. But I'll tell you, the stuff that took down in New York is crazy. And nobody, I haven't really heard anybody talk about it. My son make mention of um, uh, 8 or 10 foot tall people in Miami. And I thought he was crazy, you know? But I saw the little thing and I thought, okay, why not? Anyway, it is indeed, Kevin. It is indeed. It is indeed. Anyway, so let's play it. It's going to take about 8 minutes, but Dr. Keck is saying what was going on in Miami. Creatures? I don't know. Anyway, let's pay attention.
I honestly cannot believe the words that are about to come out of my mouth. Oh, silly me, before we get started. Guys, Tiki Talk, this is purely for entertainment purposes only. We're just goofing around. All things stated here are purely speculation. Just having fun. You are going to want to see this because there is a very good chance, at least for the next few days, you will not see this anywhere else but right here. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure what part of this story bugs me most. The fact that we actually now live in a world where something like this could happen. The fact that we actually live in a world where something like this could happen, but at this point, none of us will even be shocked. Or the fact that something like this could happen in our world, and not a single news media has broke this story, not at all. In fact, if you Google search it, it is quite a difficult find, which is all that much more suspicious with a story of this kind of size, this magnitude. And yet, here we are. Hang on to your britches. It's going to get real. A couple of days in Miami, Florida, at a mall, the local police were dispatched to the mall for an argument, a fight that broke out between juveniles. Juveniles, they say, had sticks and fireworks. Oh my. But ultimately, the call, what they claim was the call, the reason for the police officers to arrive at the scene, was due to a fight that had broken out between juveniles who had sticks and fireworks. But Auntie, why do you care if that's on the news? That isn't a big deal. No, my friend, no, it's not. It is definitely not that big of a deal. I agree with you. And it is definitely, hands down, not a big enough deal for the local Miami Police Department to show up on the scene just like this. Right? That seems like a lot of officers to show up. But my friends, that is not anywhere near all that came. And once you understand and you hear the eyewitnesses' stories, I believe you will at that point understand a little bit better as to why so many police officers, probably 100, along with choppers, black choppers from the PD, patrolling the scene from above. And according to witnesses, eyewitnesses there, the Miami police was not dispatched there for a juvenile fight. And the obvious need for such an enormous police presence was far more sinister than what we've been told. As multiple witnesses claimed to have seen, I can't believe I'm going to say this, creatures that stood 8 to 10 feet tall, walking outside and even inside of the mall. And the pew-pews that were reported, and even the pew-pews you might hear in some of the videos, had nothing to do with the juvenile fight. According to these witnesses, it was actually the mall goers shooting to protect themselves from these 8 to 10 foot tall creatures in self-defense.
What do you hear? Oh, that's what that was? Yeah, no, that's why I came around.
We're muting when you just need to see the thing. There's no.
But wait, it gets better. Along with the ridiculously high number of police officers that arrived on the scene and the helicopter flying above, apparently after this incident was phoned into the police, the Black PD helicopters were the only things flying that night in the Miami sky. As the Miami airport was shut down. Still no flights going or coming at Miami International, only one PD helicopter patrolling the area. The absolute lack of this story anywhere is absolutely driving me mad. On my Google search, I found nothing. I found crickets. Ironic. Even my ex, not my ex, even X let me down. Well, my ex let me down too, but that's a whole nother story. As when I searched on X, this is what I found. No results for people shooting at Miami Mall, 8 to 9 feet tall creatures. Okay, valid. Let's remove the obvious. Do another search without the 8 to 9 foot tall creatures. Well, now that's suspicious. Still no results for Miami Mall shooting January 2024. Now that's very suspicious. Because judging by the size of the police presence, the helicopter, but wait, there's more. You would think even X would have one post about it, but nothing. Thank goodness for social media, though, because where would we be in situations like this when the media chooses not to report if we didn't have incredible people going to social media to post details about it themselves? Can someone confirm they've cut the police scanner? Check flight tracker. Doesn't look like any flights leaving or coming into MIA. You can see the helicopter doing loops. Yes, they cut the scanners. Multiple people claim they saw 8 to 10 foot tall aliens or very tall zombies, and it caused shoppers panic. There are now black helicopters flying and everything is blocked off. Power has also been cut in a few blocks and at the mall. So you're going to tell me that the police literally cut the public's access to the police scanners, all because some juveniles are fighting with sticks? Okay. And they're going to cut the power, not only to surrounding areas, but also the power to the mall itself. So much so that 61,290 homes are without power at that time. On Reddit, we found anyone following what happened in Miami last night, apparently mass sighting of 7 to 10 foot tall creatures. Flights halted, police radio cut off, and helicopters patrolling. So are you really telling me that they're hoping, they're praying that we are all going to just believe this? Miami police, a large fight broke out involving several juveniles, some of whom may have been armed with some kind of sticks. Police are still continuing their investigation at this time. Okay, you know who else is doing their investigation at this time? Me and the rest of the world. You cannot be serious when you tell me you're going to cut the power to the mall and multiple homes in Miami, shut down a whole airport, no planes in and no planes out, have hundreds of police officers storming the mall, rushing to the scene, and black PD helicopters scouring and patrolling the area from above, all simply because of a juvenile fight where some of the juveniles were armed with some kind of sticks. No, sir, I kindly reject this. I do not believe this at all. So guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Because to you, does this look like the type of police presence that would ever be warranted or required for a fight between juveniles with sticks?
What did you hear? Gunshots. Oh, that's what that was? I didn't hear that. I just heard screaming. Yeah, no, that's why I came running. I heard
That's a lot of police presence.
Bueno, para que sean testigos de cuando se produce una llamada a todos.
Yeah. Because of all of that fanfare, that police presence was really over juveniles fighting with sticks, and I was a Miami citizen, I would be demanding my taxpayer dollar back. Something much larger, much bigger, far more giant and sinister happened there that night in Miami at that mall. And just like the witnesses all stated, it wasn't kids with sticks. That looks way more like the response to a threat of 8 to 10 feet tall creatures, whether aliens or zombies or Nephilim, and mall goers having to respond by pew-pewing to defend and to protect themselves. But that's just me. What do you think? Y'all, I'm here to tell you, God told us that in the days when Jesus will come back, it will be just like the days of Noah. But I think a lot of people are misinterpreting that scripture or overlooking one massive detail, one big detail, a giant detail. When it comes to the days of Noah, sure, they were eating and drinking and marrying and sinning and fornication. But hasn't man been sinning that way, well, since the beginning of sin? The one thing that was different about the days of Noah, different from all of the regular days filled with sin of man, there were giants in those days. And according to the Bible, and there were giants after. There were giants even after the Genesis flood. So when the Bible tells us when Jesus returns, it will be just like the days of Noah, I think, my friends, that is a warning to all of us that when we're in the end of days, there will be giants. And perhaps that is exactly what they saw that night in the mall. The 8 to 10 foot creatures. Perhaps they, my friends, were the Nephilim.
Anyway, I thought that was rather interesting. I don't know what y'all thought. 8-minute video. It does sound like a video. And see, I hadn't heard anything about it until, like I said, Carol, my son had said something about it. My son said something about it. And then I came across that on Twitter today. And I thought, wow, this is exactly what he was talking about. Nah, not really. No, this was the other day. And she is a Christian. You have to go check her out. If you're on Twitter, go check her out. She's not one of those people that trolls Christians. I assure you, she is a Christian herself. And she's done some pretty awesome work videos, but there's been a couple of TikTok videos that have come. And see, and Kevin saw the cop thing. And I think it was on Twitter. I saw somebody sharing a thing on Twitter a couple of nights ago and never heard anything more about it. And it was a bunch of cops going, they were talking about something happening in Miami. I'll have to see if I can find it, and I'll share it in the comment section, or I'll put it in this Wixit link, and I'll just say this is who shared it or whatever, to show you that there was mention of a whole bunch of cops going to a Miami mall, or something that was taking place in Miami. No, I don't know anybody in Miami. I have family in Florida, but not in Miami. But those were, I guess the girl's Facebook, or she checked Reddit and all kinds of stuff there. But I thought it was rather crazy. And I thought, I'm going to share it. If you can't verify this stuff, the only way you're going to verify stuff is from people coming forward, right? So if anybody that lives in the Miami area that sees this, if you've heard or seen any of this, if you can verify or disprove this claim, let us know. Yeah. But you could hear the witnesses talking about the gunfire, but there wasn't a shooting. And that's what she's saying. She looked it up. There wasn't a shooting. There's no shooting reported. She looked for the shooting. Strange days indeed, Jeff. Strange days indeed, brother. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, so I thought that was crazy. And we'll continue. Now, before we play this one.
This is from Houston, Texas.
Okay. I want to give a disclaimer here. Okay, guys. This is shared from the willing witness. Love Derek, and everything else. And I went to verify this, and I actually have family in Houston, guys. I haven't gotten verification that this happened recently. And I know that there's old videos and things of that nature that surface of stuff that happened a couple of years ago. But just giving the mere fact that we just, maybe possibly talking about Nephilim, I thought this was this was almost directly under, I think, the above the above article that I just shared. Anyway, video that we just shared. Anyway, it says Houston, Texas shopping mall inundated by a massive murder of crows. And then if you look down here, there's, people hollering, it's a flock, it's a murder, blah, blah, blah. My husband says it is called a murder of crows.
Yeah.
So
just like geese is a gaggle of geese.
Right. So go figure. But anyway, so we're going to play this little scene. And this is crazy, guys. This is crazy.
This is from Houston, Texas, yesterday. Dozens and dozens of people experienced this. There's a lot of videos of this. This is crazy. What? After this clip, I'll give you my opinion on this situation.
Kind of crazy. You don't really hear anything. You're just going to see the birds. Mhm. Lots of birds. And that says H Mart. It's supposed to have said Walmart, but I don't know what H Mart is. It said Walmart at the very beginning.
This might just be my opinion, but when animals start doing weird stuff, changing migration patterns, or just all gathering at the same Walmart, something's up. Something's happening. And in this case, these crows know it. Shabadoo, Wooskies. Shabadoo.
Anyway, I thought it was kind of crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, wanted to share it. What do you think? Definitely keep your eyes and ears open, right? But if animals are acting strangely, something is up. Anyway, so this is the extra Twitter corner. I don't know if we'll have it in here every day, but when we have it, I just thought it was, it's a lot of Twitter stuff. So we're going to call it Twitter corner or X corner. You can call it what you want. And then we have For Your Eyes. And here is the Florida Surgeon General confirms. Yeah. And then we have Newsweek about North Korea. Again, talking about given a warning about a nuclear strike taking place. We've covered it countless times here. But here's them talking about it again. Newsweek. Zero Hedge is RFK Jr. announces he will be on the Utah ballot. Breitbart, Trump petitions the Supreme Court to overturn the Colorado ruling. Then we have an anti-Israel radical stage insurrection in California. We talked about the shutdown of the California thing yesterday. There was no arrest. So, and that's from Breitbart. Then there is Stu Peters and Food for Thought. Two really good things. I hope you guys, I'm going to make a quick click and then tell you to check this out. It's absolutely kind of crazy. But then there is this post by Dom Lucra, and it is absolutely, food for thought. That's what I'm going to tell you. Food for thought. Anyway. And that is what I have for you guys today. We will have Bible here in a moment. So you guys give me a few minutes and we'll be back with some Bible. And we're reading the Bible through, guys. We started in Genesis 1 and I think we're up to, I think we started in Genesis 9 last night. I don't know. Or stopped at 9. It's been a long day, guys. Anyway, I hope to see you guys for the Bible reading. And we've been memorizing a verse. And we're going to have prayer. Lots of things to pray about. Ha! Thank you, Carol. I have to ask you. So do you think that there could be a seismic event in Texas, maybe? I mean, because that's a pretty huge event. I just don't know, I'm asking you because that's pretty crazy. Local10.com has a report on a shooting yesterday. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Local 10. We'll check it out real quick. Let me see. says, a shooting in Miami's overturned neighborhood leaves a man dead, police say. No, this happened at night. This happened at night. And still for that, I don't think you would have all that they saw. Let me see. I'm going to read you guys this article I found, but hold on just a second and let me see if I can find let's see. There's a third batch of Epstein documents consisting of 111 page released moments ago, and this is at 53 minutes. So I don't know. I'll have to look for that. So I guess there's a third batch, guys. Interesting. I'm kind of curious why they keep batching out these things. Let's see. Okay. All right. I found it. And this is definitely something different. And this happened on January 1st. And the shooting was on January 3rd. So this was yesterday. This incident occurred, and I'm going to show you. And I thought it was, but I'm not going to holler out somebody's name and then be wrong. But here, I'm going to share this with you guys real quick. And it was Bayside Marketplace. All right. All right. So here is what she was showing. Here is all of this taking place. This is exactly what she was showing you, the clip she was showing you. It says currently a massive police response is underway at Bayside Marketplace in Miami, Florida, following reports of shots being fired with a reported large fight nearby. Numerous law enforcement presence can be seen securing the scene. At this time, the exact cause is unknown as crowds of people can be seen running. Officers have closed multiple streets. Police are asking residents to avoid this area. This situation is still developing. And this was on January 1st at 9:37 p.m. So this is at night. Your article, it took place on January 3rd. So it's two different things. Definitely two different things. Good night, Kevin. And has a teen brawl at the mall. Okay, so we'll look that one up. And that's what she said, that they said that it was. And see, and this is what he reports. According to Miami police, a large fight broke out involving several juveniles, some of whom may have been armed with some kind of sticks. Police are still continuing their investigation. Now, guys, I'll tell you. Now, if you have a fight break out with some sticks, we're talking some kinds of sticks, are you going to have that much police presence? Do you see the slew of police there? Do you see it? I mean, go back up here. Here is the raw. We'll watch it again. And that's for some juveniles. with some sticks. Yeah. And you have that much police presence, and they had a helicopter. They shut down an airport, turn off all that stuff according to all the things that she found. Rather peculiar. That's a lot of police presence for a juvenile fight with some sticks. Just saying, guys. And you've heard in the recording that they had was it several stores were damaged, fireworks set off. Probably thought it was a gunfire. Yeah. And I can see that, but I wouldn't think that you would have every cop in town. Every cop. And I don't think you start turning out the lights in the surrounding communities and have chopper call in and all this and that. Just saying. Right. And it could have been. Let's see. We'll Google teen brawl. Okay. So cops arrested 4 teens Monday night, Miami Herald. Yeah. I hate it when it does that. Hold on. We'll get a story. We'll get one. 2 days ago. 3 days ago. Okay. So here it is, covered from Daily Mail. A moment over 60 Miami cop cars swarm marketplace after a brawl broke out between unruly youngsters armed with sticks and throwing fireworks. Hope. There you go. Hope you guys can see it. Okay. So the incident took place at around 10:30 at the Bayside Marketplace, a festival area in downtown Miami. Over 60 police vehicles swarmed towards a marketplace in Miami on Monday night after police attempted to shut down a gathering of juveniles who were armed with sticks. The incident, which lit up the street with blue and red flashes, took place at around 10:30 at Bayside Marketplace, an open-air shopping mall in downtown Miami. Police told Daily Mail the city officers were on the scene for crowd control after the juveniles refused to leave. They claimed that no injuries have been reported and no arrests have been made yet, but it took dozens of police officers and cars to get a situation under control. However, police did tell CBS Miami that later on Monday night, a driver was beaten up by the group of 15 young people, which they believe was in connection to the fight at the marketplace. It's unclear if any arrests have been made, but the driver was hospitalized. A number of local businesses were forced to temporarily close to allow authorities to respond to the fighting. Police said the juveniles have since scattered and most of the police presence has been cleared. The video from the helicopters flying over the scene showed the sheer number of officers attending the scene, with at least 60 police cars with lights flashing on the street. A spokesperson of Miami Police Department did not know how many units had arrived. At least one police showed a number of young people attempting to run away from the incident. Pedestrians were seen attempting to walk away from the area. Local officials gathered. Now they're running. That doesn't look like they're walking. They're running. Okay, that is people running. You can tell they're running. Pedestrians were seen walking away. Now, she looks like she's sitting on the thing, talking on the phone. According to witnesses who spoke to Local 10, the juveniles were attempting to throw fireworks at one another. So they were throwing fireworks at one another. Kind of a little different than them going off in a store or something, I guess. And it's an open market, so everything is kind of like outside. A person in the area who witnessed the fracas via live stream told 7 News that what he saw was a group of girls cornering one another and fighting before word got out that the police were on the scene. By around 11:30, Miami police posted on X that the area had been cleared and traffic was flowing normally. So you have that much police presence because some girls were cornering another girl. I don't know, guys. That's a lot of cops. I don't know that I'm necessarily buying it myself. Just saying. And they were to report it to have sticks. Come on. I don't know. I don't buy it. That's a lot of cops for sticks.
Hey, come on now.
For sticks.
Somebody could have got a massive splinter.
Somebody could have, but I don't think so.
That's a national emergency.
Yeah, there was some bomb threats, but that's an awful lot, Carol. That's an awful lot. And the bomb threats actually came after that. They weren't on the first. They came I think on this third. They came yesterday. But that's crazy. Yeah, I shared that yesterday, Carol. We talked about it, and I was asking anybody besides the situation in California if anybody knew of it in their state, if they had it happen in their state. So just was curious. Yeah, we covered it yesterday, but and I think somebody said that they did do it in Georgia. That is a lot of I'm telling you, I've seen I've heard that there was guns used in certain situations, and I've never seen that much police presence. That was kind of crazy. So maybe she's got friends making up posts or whatever, or she's good at making up posts, but I don't think so. I'm going to tell you, you go check out Colette off of TikTok and watch a couple of her videos. She puts together some pretty good stuff. So I'll tell you, if it wasn't somebody that I actually know and have been listening to her videos on a various occasions, and her, she did a thing on the Leave the World Behind too. She did a report on that, her analysis of it. And I'll tell you, although I may not agree with some of it, it was some pretty good stuff. So, and I did see the movie. And I'll encourage you all to take it with a grain of salt if you go and watch it. But anyway, hard times in the land of plenty. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Where is it, sweet Jenna? You're absolutely correct. Where is it? Yeah, because what do kids do? I mean, we've seen a million kids videotaping all these people attacking other people. So where is all the footage? Absolutely. I don't know. Good question. Yeah, but why would they confiscate the kid's phone? Or why would they take it down? Because they usually go live with that stuff. Just saying. Yeah, but we're going to take it over. We're going to take the phones because they were fighting with some sticks. Come on. I'm not buying it. Just not. That was a lot of police presence for sure. Absolutely. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think so. That wasn't if what they're saying is what it was a bunch of kids fighting, trying to basically they said it was girls trying to corner another girl. So if that was a bunch of girls cornering another girl, I'm not buying it. Yeah, I'm not buying, but there was, sister, as many people as was there, you don't think somebody videotaped it? I just tell you, something's up there. Something she's probably got on the right track there. I mean, something definitely smells fishy. Absolutely. Who knows? I wasn't there, so I can't honestly say, but I'll tell you, there's a lot to question. Absolutely. When you don't see as
Now, come on, now. How
as
many times-
prevalent as social media and these
Right.
kids with all these videos.
Hey, how does this change so many times? Now they were trying to quarantine. I thought they was just throwing fireworks at each other.
But yeah, and that's
now,
it.
Now they're turning into a fight.
So now it's turning into a fight. Yeah, one report says they were throwing fireworks at each other. If they're throwing fireworks at each other, that's not cornering somebody. Then they said they're cornering somebody. It's just, I don't know. Something's up. I'm gonna see if I can't find a couple of videos to see. I mean, I'm gonna call TikTok. I'll see if there's anything on YouTube in retrospect, and I will encourage you guys to do the same. See if you guys can become investigative reporters and see if there's anything out there. Because nothing is what you think. Absolutely, sweet Jenna. Absolutely. That's it. You got it, sweet Jenna. We could. Absolutely. Interesting. We might have to do that, right? I guess, but we'd have to probably go to do we have to go to Miami or can we do it online? Some of those things have to be done in person, don't they? I don't know if you can do it online. That would be pretty interesting, though. And I say we need to know. The American people need to know. You know, inquiry minds need to know. Thank you, Rip Curl. Thank you, brother. Anyway, God is so good. Crazy stuff. Anyway, I love you, sweet Jenna. You were so funny. But absolutely. And that's true. If you are arrested, they take everything away. But usually these kids have things uploaded. They're doing this stuff live, right? Absolutely, sweet Jenna. Absolutely. It's crazy, guys. Anyway, we just have to question things. Don't just take everything at face value just because. But that was an awful lot of police presence for a couple of girls cornering somebody, or if it was juveniles throwing fireworks at each other. I don't know. Just saying. Aw, I hear you. Well, I got tired of just pulling my hair up. I just hate just pulling it up. I went to cosmetology school, guys, and I was, was all in about doing hair. I always had my hair done, and it just kills me that I can't do a heck of a whole lot now. And with 6 kids, it's hard. So trying to make it easier. That's all. Trying to make it easy. Not much crazy where you're at, Phil. That's good. Probably, except for that was beforehand. It was before the release. So I don't know. I hear you, sweet Jenna. Absolutely. Everybody says, yeah. But that was before the release. So I don't know. I'll tell you. I'm intrigued. And if anybody can disprove what she said, if anybody knows anybody in Miami, give me the heads up. I'm all for the truth, but there's just certain things that just don't add up. That was too much for some juveniles with some sticks, even with fireworks. Just saying. Well, that's awesome, Carol. It is good to prepare, but I don't think you can be as prepared as you can be, right? That's all you can do. No, you can't be 100% prepared, but you can be better prepared than most. 4 school shootings since the first. Now, see, now that's interesting. I know about the one in Iowa. Where was the other one? Let's see if we can. It does say full 4 and all right. So let's share the screen out one more time. All right. It says school shootings this year. All right. Perry High School, Iowa. So far, I'm just seeing the Perry one. Just 4 days and we've had a school shooting. That's all I'm seeing. I'm only seeing the, but let's see. It says there's been 2 this year. But I don't know. Okay. 6th grader, 4 students. There's been 2 this year, this school year. They're talking about the Nashville shooting in March, I guess. So there's only been 1. Or, well, latest situation, 2 school shootings with injuries or deaths. Yeah. 1 injured in Manchester High School in Virginia. So I guess there was a shooting at a Virginia school too. Says 2 in this year. I guess this is the Perry High School. This marks the highest number of casualties since the Covenant School in Tennessee. Yeah, the other one was there was 1 person injured in Virginia, but it doesn't say when. 1 injured. 1 injured, that's all it says. It says an 18-year-old male was shot in the parking lot while a basketball game was in progress. So a basketball game was in progress and he was shot, but I'm not seeing the date.
Excuse me.
But that's what they're saying happened. And that's from Education Week. So there we go. Absolutely. You should know it, brother. You should know it. But you know we're going to look for it here. If you tell me something to look for, we're looking. Because, you know, we want the truth. But, yeah, there's only been really the one, I guess you'd say. The second one they're saying was somebody was shot outside the school at a basketball game. So maybe that's why we didn't hear about it. I don't know. Yep. And that's my guess, too. They bloated the numbers. That's what it seems like. Anyway, guys, that is what I have for you. We're going to call it a night on that note. And we will definitely check in, see about the, I'll see if I can find any more info on that Miami thing. And praise God, sweet Jenna. That is awesome, sister. That is so awesome. I am so glad to hear that. Anyway, we'll see you all in about 10 minutes. I'm going to go and get set up for the Bible stream and your skin, or you want prayer for your skin? Oh, healing is with your skin. Awesome. Typo. I got you. With your skin. I got it. That's awesome. We'll give praise report over on Bible. All right, guys. I love you all. And we will see you guys in about 10 minutes. If you join me for Bible tonight, we're learning the Bible verse, James 4:17. And we started in the first of the Bible, and we're going to read it through. Anyway, God is good. Praise God, sweet Jenna. Praise God. Anyway, we give God all the glory, right? I love y'all. Hope to see y'all in a few minutes for Bible. Anyway, God bless y'all. We'll see you soon. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.